friends! We're going to be talking about a new element of art now, one that we haven't maybe talked about a lot this year. We probably talked a little bit about it, but that element is the element of line. Did you know that we use line in almost every art project we ever make? We use some forms of lines. So lines are very important in art. Do you remember what the definition of a line is? Well, I'm going to tell you that a line is a dot that is in motion. So I like to say maybe like a dot that goes walking. So you start with a dot on your paper, and lines can be so many different shapes, sizes, directions. They can just be so different. There can be straight lines. There can be zigzag lines. There can be swirly lines. There can be bumpy lines. There can be curvy lines. There can be lines. If a line starts at one spot right here and it goes all the way around and comes back to that same spot, then guess what we've made? We've made a shape. So when you use a line and you reconnect it to itself, you can make a shape. It could be a circle, it could be a square, it could be a heart, anything like that. So we use lines to make shapes too. Lines are so important in art. So today we're going to make a really fun art project using line. A line is usually made with a pointed tool. So pointed tools could be pencils, crayons, markers, oil pastels, paintbrushes, even sticks. We can make lines with sticks when we draw in the dirt or in the mud outside. But today we're going to make a line with a different thing, not a pointed tool. Did you know we can make lines with other things too? Well, today we're going to make lines with a string. Strings can make line. Right now I'm making a line with this string, right? So today we're going to make some really cool designs using lines and string and paper and a few other things. So let's get to it. Okay, my art friends, today we're going to make a super awesome project. It's this really cool, reflective, shiny art project that we're using yarn and foil and markers, permanent markers to make this. And I'm going to call it the Foil Line Design Quilt Square. That's what it kind of looks like, right? So to make this, you're going to need this piece of cardstock, which is 6 inches by 6 inches, and I made some little marks where we're going to cut some slits in it. And then we're going to need a piece of yarn and a piece of foil, aluminum foil. And then the other thing we're going to color with is Sharpies. You have to have permanent markers to color on foil, so we're going to use those. So the first thing we're going to do is take our paper and our scissors, and we need scissors. We're just going to cut a little slit. Just follow these little black marks and stop where the mark stops. Cut it just to the end of the black mark. All right, then you take your yarn and you stick it through one of these slits. Leave a little piece on the back, and if you want, we can take a little piece of tape and tape that down. Don't leave it too long. And then you can just wrap your yarn around this piece of paper in any way you want to make any kind of patterns you want to make. You could make like a perfect design that's like a wheel, looks like a wheel on here, but I'm going to make some kind of random designs on mine. That's what I want to do. Just however many shapes you want to make on there. So that's what mine's going to look like. When I'm done, I'm just going to put a little piece of tape on that piece too, where I ended my string. All right, so once you get your pattern how you want it, you take your foil, and I like to put the shiny, one of this side is kind of dull, it's not as shiny. Make sure you get the shiniest side and put that side up. And you're gonna lay your pattern against the dull side so that the shiny side's gonna be the side that's up. And then you're gonna just wrap this around the edges a little bit. Just fold it down so it's like a wrapping a present. Wrap it up. And then turn it back over so you have the shiny side. And then once you press this down, as you kind of press around, you can feel the yarn underneath. So not only does this have line, but what's the other element of art we're using right now? Because you can feel it. It's bumpy. You're right if you said texture. We're using texture as well. So I'm going to kind of press it all around the bumps where the yarn made the bumps show up. So you can see that you can really see the pattern because you're pressing it down. So you can see where the yarn is underneath there. And right there too. And then after that, all you're gonna do is color in those different shapes. And you can color them with solid color, or you can make stripes, designs. I think it's more really awesome, like I did on this one, where I did some of them with like 3 or 4 colors within the shape, not just one color. So this one I did one color. I did all pink within that shape. But these other ones I added lots of colors. And some of these I did just a solid color, like right into that shape. But it's really cool if you want to make patterns and designs with lots of colors. And you have to use Sharpies on this. All right, just get to coloring now. Be careful not to push too hard with your marker, because if you push really hard, you can tear the foil. And even if you tear it a little bit, it's not the end of the world. You can still finish your project, but try really hard to do it carefully and not to tear it. And just don't push too hard. Okay, friends, there you have it. Your beautiful line design foil quilt square. Isn't it beautiful? Hope you guys had fun making this project, learning about lines, shapes, texture, color. We used lots of elements of art in this project. It was a great project, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you again next time.